this is Ghost Queen. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to tell you that this custom is part of a doll swap, or well, pony swap, that was hosted by Retro Dolls US. Basically, once in a while, they host an event where a bunch of doll or pony custom artists can join in and make a custom. And it's kind of like a Secret Santa where you're making a project for somebody, but they don't know you're making it for them, while someone else is making one for you, and basically you swap it. That's why it's called a doll swap or pony swap. And this time, I participated in the Under the Sea pony swap. Basically, the theme is under the sea, and you have a sort of theme that goes with that by the person you're making the pony for. My partner for this swap was Soul's Cookies Co., or Soul Cookies Dolly, and she gave me a list of ideas that she wanted me to include in the pony I was making. And the ones that stuck out to me the most were narwhals, and also seahorses, and also the colors she picked were pastel blue, pink, etc. And I thought that actually sounds like a pretty solid design, so that's where I was working off of. Now, once I ordered the hair, I ordered this pink and blue. I got the colors and then I started drawing this character. Once that was done, I loaded that onto my iPad and then I began picking out the colors and where I wanted each of the colors to go and stuff like that. And I drew out the character as such. There's not really much to say here. Yeah, it's just basically it. So here I've printed the picture of the pony on a piece of card, just so we know what we're working with. Now let's actually get started on the crafting process. So here I have a Princess Twilight pony that I'm going to be using for this custom, and I'm going to be starting off by prepping her. So, when removing the head, the neck peg just conveniently fell off. So I'm going to attempt to reattach it, as well as try to make the chest details and stuff like that out of epoxy, so hopefully this goes well. I've also removed the peg inside of the head, which came out a whole lot smoother, and I'm going to be taking out the hair plugs. Now I'm just going to take some acetone nail polish remover to remove the factory paint. So now I'm gonna start painting her. I have her stobbed onto this stick thing, and I'm just gonna be using this cheap yellow paint to sort of just cover up the purple first. I feel like it'll be easier to get the color to pop later on. Now, I have the pony all painted up, and as you can see, the paint job is pretty, lumpy, but that's just because the paint was old and I just needed to use it up. Now that I've masked off the purple color, I'm going to be going in with the right yellow color for her coat, and I'm going to be applying thinner and more even coats of paint so that I can, paint her all nicely and make her look good. So after painting, I did like 6 or 7 layers of paint, and then I also coated it with Mod Podge. I used the matte one, but it's not very matte, unfortunately. Anyway, this is what it looks like. It's still a little bit lumpy. You can kind of see the brush strokes still, but it is a lot better than the initial coat where we did the cheap yellow paint. So now I'm gonna start moving on to painting on a little bit more details. I'm gonna start off with the face-up. Pony face-ups are actually quite simple, so I'm gonna be doing it mostly in acrylic. So first, you need to find the indent for the pony's eye. I'm gonna be following the molded in indents to do this face-up. So anyway, I'm going to be finding the indents for the eyes, and then I'm going to be filling those indents with white acrylic paint. I've also traced out the eyes using a pencil, so I did that very lightly so that the lines don't show through the paint, and now I'm going to be painting in the eyes. Now I'm going to be painting on the shoes. Princess Twilight already has sculpted on shoes, so I'm just going to be painting over those sculptings. I have the paint out. I'm going to be also adding a little bit of personal touches that aren't included in the concept art, including some gold glitter. I just think it will add a little bit of a magical sparkle to the pony that I failed to add in the concept art. Alright, so now I'm going to be painting the sort of chest scale part that I've sculpted on earlier, and I've mixed up a lovely turquoise color, so I'm going to be using that. I've also sketched out the cutie mark right here, so I'm gonna be doing that. It's pink, blue, a darker blue, all kind of used together, so I'm gonna be doing the blue part. Then I'm gonna be darkening the paint and then going in with the dark blue part. I still have the pink paint out, I'm going to be filling in her eyes. Just to soften the look, I've decided to paint the rest of her eyes using dark brown instead of straight up using black. I think that'll be a cute look. For my favorite part, adding the highlight. I've sketched out a pattern for the wings on some parchment paper, and now I'm going to mix up some 2-part epoxy and I'm going to sculpt the wings. For the inside of the wings, I'm going to be taking some clear plastic packaging and I'm going to be painting the remainder of the paint onto them. Once I've painted on all the colors, I'm going to be taking gloss Mod Podge this time, and then I'm going to be painting a coat over everything. Now that the epoxy has cured, I'm going to be painting each of the wings. I did have the wings being the same color as the pony's skin, but I decided I wanted to paint them gold to tie it in with the rest of the gold in her design. So this is the hair that I have picked out. It's from Retro Dolls US and it's called Aquatic Life, and that's going to be the majority of the pony's hair. I also have this pink hair called Bubble Bath, and I'm going to be sporadically adding that in. While I was waiting for everything else to dry, I was poking holes in the back of the pony's head because the holes she previously had were covered up by the acrylic paint. So I just poked the holes back in. I have a homemade rerooting tool right here, and I'm going to be stabbing the hair back into her head. So once the reroot is done, this is what she looks like. I'm quite pleased with how she looks. And now I'm going to be returning the neck peg back into her neck so I can put her head back on. By the way, here's her body. I've already inserted the tail. It was a bit of a complicated process, so I did not film that part. Now I'm going to be attaching the head back on. I'm also going to do that off camera. The wings have been painted, so I'm going to be hot gluing them, well not hot gluing, super gluing them to the wings on the body. I'm going to glue on the wing panels, and I'm going to sort of use them to cover up the purple plastic. Now I'm going to reunite the head with the body, and I'm going to do that off camera because I feel like things are going to get messy. Almost done. I'm going to be painting the remaining purple plastic with gold paint, and also I've got some chips on the wings through putting them on, so I'm gonna be painting those as well. Now in the concept art she has a necklace of pearls, but I couldn't find pearls in the right size, but I did find this, which I thought was pretty, so I'm gonna be gluing that to her neck, kinda like this, I guess. Now, after giving her hair a little bit of a boil wash, some trimming, and some styling, she was all done and she looked like this.